Hello guys, this is a video where I'll try to show you how to make your own mods for OptiDoom, and I have updated my site here. I have some more links that are related, link to my YouTube channel and other stuff, and here I have added more links. Now with the WAD compatibility is something that I'm planning to do soon. I'll be happy to run some classic Doom WADs. I have already tried that, but run them again and make a table with which of them are running well, which have issues, which crash totally at all, or maybe some switch or something doesn't work, so you can finish the the map and so on. Mostly 90s was that are not very complicated, and I've made the latest version of OptiDoom so that it can even load Doom 2 WADs, but it's not using the extra action. That's the thing. It's loading them as a Doom 1 WAD, and if you add new enemies or new switches, line def action, sector types that don't exist in the original, there might be problems. But it's possible to sort of load even Doom 2 WADs, although the compatibility is very small. And even Doom 1 WADs might have issues. So that's one thing I wanted to do. But the thing we are here for is the modding information, which is it's empty now. I was thinking of writing a tutorial here of how to set up, but maybe it's easier to start with a video tutorial. And that's okay for now. Maybe I'll post my YouTube video here too. And the only thing I have added is that I added the necessary files to start modding. These are configuration files for Doombuilder and 3DO resources, so that in Doombuilder you can see the original textures from 3DO while you are mapping, so that you know what kind of textures your wall will have when you use the 3D view, for example. And of course, to play a WAD, you have to make it, and then you have to copy it in the OptiDoom ISO. By the way, of course, we use the 0.2c version, because that's the first one where I added the capability to load your own WADs. And I have a special folder in the ISO, but you would need, I could download this one. This is the complete one, but I will also download the minimal one. This is the one where you throw the commercial CD somewhere in a folder and you run the batch files. It will copy my extra files and the new executable, the OptiDoom executable, but keep the original resources, and then write the ISO back. And that might be better because we are going to edit a new WAD, copy it inside the folder, and write back the ISO. So maybe that's better for starters. But people who are expert in 3DO, using 3DO CD tools, they could just get the full ISO, extract the contents themselves, copy the WAD, and write it back. But we will go with this one because it will be easy for anyone, and you can get the tools from this one and use it directly on the ISO the next time. So step one is, let's do it with the commercial Doom. I had a tutorial of how to run this before. Let's so I'm not going to use the ISO. I'm going to use this one. Copy this folder somewhere. Now I copy it. I'm using Total Commander, of course, but so here is the, I have a readme for that, of course. These are some extra data I use when I load Doom 2 WADs. It maps some of the new textures to the old one. So if there is a brick in Doom 2 that looks like one in Doom 1, it will, even in Doom WAD, because the IDs of the texture, some IDs are a bit different. So whether it's Doom 1 or Doom 2, these things are mapping data so that if the texture is missing, you might see something there that resembles that. The PlayStation sounds, of course. And I had some extra WADs showing the new capabilities. You know, color textures, fog, distortion, scrolling texture, and all that extra stuff I use. I had some examples, and this is where you will copy your own WAD. But now, launch me is the executable, and here I have the tools to do it. And I think, I don't even remember. Okay, copy the ISO there on the right side, rename it to Doom ISO, and make. It's copying all the files, all the WADs. Extracted the CD folder and copied here the WADs and everything. And this is your new ISO now. So now, let's see, I have 4DO for gaming. What is this? No, I was testing something here. Go downloads. Here. Remember to load the one that is created now. OptiDoom. The Doom is the commercial one. Don't be confused and load the commercial one. You load the new one. OptiDoom version 0.2c. That's the one you want with the extra mod. Let's see now. Where is the... Okay, here. And here it can see all these mods. You have some kind of instructions when you move. Now here's the thing. If you get a Doom 2 WAD from the ones released for the, or even Doom 1 and Doom 2, the ones that were not created with the 3DO resources, but were created with PC resources, you can throw it there. If the loading fix is off, it's going to display something. When the texture is missing, it's going to display one silver texture, I think. I could have a texture with question marks, maybe. When the loading fix is shown, I think it does some fixes. I don't remember. You can read it later here. But the relax is the one where it will, if one of the PC textures is a brick, is a brown brick or something, but it's not the same idea as the 3DO. It maps that texture with one that is very close. You are going to load some Doom maps, especially Doom 2, and you will see some things being different. Like, okay, it looks the same brownies, but some textures are weird. Okay, and some switches would be off because you can, or some doors would be. So this is if you want to try to, just for testing, to throw some PC WAD there and hope it will somehow work. Now, if you are editing and you want to be sure you didn't put a wrong texture, maybe you can put it in off. Let's read what it says. What actions to take? Don't load. Ah, yeah. Don't replace unknown textures. Replace missing textures with the undefault texture. Okay. If you load it with off, there will be Hall of Mirror effects. If it can't find the texture, it's not going to render the wall. So you will get mistakes. If you put it on, it's going to replace it with a default silver texture. And you won't know it. You won't know that the texture cannot be found. You will see a silver text, you will think it's okay. But it's so that you can see everything that is wrong is still gonna be a silver texture and not some confusing hall of mirrors. Now the E1, M1 and map, the Doom, the 3DO Doom maps, they have the ID map 01, map 02, just like Doom 2 on PC. But Doom 1 on PC had E1, M1, E1, M2, and I have made some mapping from E1, M1 to map 01 and so on. At least for some of the maps. It doesn't work for all, so that you can kinda load. But maybe off or on is okay if you make your own maps. Even off, because you will see the hall of mirrors and you will know you made a mistake. Anyways, I guess we can see that. We can see that this works. Yeah, so that we can talk about it. Takes some time to load. So that's a map I did back then. See, immediately I have the fog effects. I have shown that. The fog doesn't work for items. And I try to make an outside area there, like horizon, to have some atmosphere. I can make things a bit. I mean, it's slow, it's very I made some color lighting there. Some red lighting. I went too far with this map. I have released this with OptiDoom. It's a complete map. I might want to play it again. Or read some of the points. I saw a lamp that was in front of me. This is when it's loading the resources. This is a bug. Here, when you have too many squares, different textures of the ground. Too many small. Nice shadowy. Darker, brighter. That's just sector tricks. It's not a new feature. It's just darkening the sectors. Some of the stuff are pretty detailed for. And you know, if it crashes, it crashes because I don't know. This view has there are a lot of shadows there, and a lot of shadows and so from certain views the vis planes are very too many there. And you might see some mistakes. I went too far with it. Of course, now if the vis planes are bigger, it's not going to crash. I'm just gonna stop rendering. So in that aspect, it's better than the original DOS Doom. That it would crash if you exceed the vis planes number. Now here, I used the fog. I did these pillars. The inversion is very cool. Oh. I thought I had stairs here. Stairs that were descending. Oh, I changed it. Let me get that. It's pretty cool that you can make such maps. Although I should work on making things faster instead of gimmicks. The stairs are here. Okay, initially I had stairs that went directly, but there was a crash as I remember. So I made this go around so that it's not visible. It's pretty dark. What I don't have is gamma correction, which is something I'm thinking to add. I like this part because I use the colorization. It's orange because of the lava. And look, if you go in the lava, maybe go a bit in the sector. You have the distort. Like it's the gases from the lava makes you something like that. But also look at the lava floor. It's hard to see. The lava does some kind of distort. But you can't see it because it does a cool distort. It's funny I'm adding these gimmicks instead of finishing the optimization of the main game, but okay. So, and this part is very slow because look what I have done here. Highly detailed bricks, broken bricks there, and more sector. Here I use the scrolling functions. Scroll forward, left. By the way, I'm using the original speed for this emulator. And thinking about it, can I, especially when we want to edit, just 300. And here I like this part because it becomes hellish here with skulls. Things start to distort. But this is very heavy. Everything distorts and there are colors. Colored walls there. And that's the exit. It's here. The distort is impressive, but it's very slow, of course, here. Because I have the color walls here. These are a lot of sectors. And there is a teleport. If you want to go back to return because you missed a secret or something. Time to finish it. Oh, oh yeah, I have this flipping between two screens. I could fix it, it's not so important. It goes on the second level. It continues from the distort, it doesn't reset the distort. So it goes E1, M1, so it became E1, M2. The next level. You can make a map that is on map 02, so you can use any slot you want. Although the maximum slots in 3DO are less than 30, are I think 24 or something. And some of them are the secret levels. So you have to put them accordingly. So it's time to install things for Doombuilder, my editor of choice. Because I found you can make configuration files for the new extra line def actions, sector type actually. Not you can make for line def actions. You can make for new stuff on your mod or something on your port if you have programmed new functions for the sectors or line def actions or other stuff. Even possibly new items, I don't know. Because here in the modding files, the important stuff are here. I made a configuration for Doom 3DO. It's actually for OptiDoom 3DO. And I think I used the Doom 2. It maps. No, that's a game detects if these maps exist. I put Doom 1 to map 24. Now, the number 2 is for Doom 2, but don't bother with it. I don't remember what the most important thing. See, there are things included for texture source, path sources, sprite sources, or line def activation, line def flag. It goes back to Doom MISC, but here's the new one. I added the Doom 3DO sectors because normally we are going to go to Doombuilder 2 on the right side. Here are the configurations. I have already copied it, but look, there is already a Doom line defs, Doom sectors, and here are the original types for the sector and the original actions for what happens if you press a line or go over a line. And I think I only changed the sectors. And see, I have the original ones. Actually, let's go back. You know, sectors where there is damage, light blinks, and I have added the new ones. 1830. Okay, the first one is increasing ID. The second one is the bits. I'm using the bits. 32 is the the 5th bit, for example, 64.128. So because the real type is an unsigned short, I think, 16 bits. So there are a lot of extra bits that are never used in the original Doom WAD, and we want to use that. We don't. It's not easy to add some 32-bit sector type because everything will fall apart. You would need a converter for that. The thing is, we want to save something in Doombuilder, and the WAD structure is inbuilt. It works as it is. It has the same variable sizes and everything. We just use the extra bits that aren't used, and this way I will add in the edit menu this extra stuff. Previously I would type the numbers by hand. Now we have to copy Doom 3DO. Oh, okay, hold on. So okay, had to start Total Commander as administrator. Fine. And I'll copy this one there. I don't know if you will be able to do that. Copy the config file from Windows. Ah, that's a previous one. Yeah, now I have the 3DO sectors. And that's done. And maybe the WAD resources. You know, I'm going to add them. Normally you can have it somewhere outside, but I'm going to put them here. So I guess it's time to run Doombuilder, either from here or from the icon you have created. And let's see if that works. New map. There is the Doom 3DO. It's OptiDoom really. But it could work also for 3DO if you converted the... No, for 3DO you don't even need the extra configuration with the sectors, but you need to follow specific rules. And maybe I can show you that too. Now it has map 0 and 1 and not E1 M1, which is what we want. Now there are no resources, which means if I was to do something, there are no textures to select. So you can have added them there, but maybe in game configuration, here for example I have the resources. We can add them once and for all. And I guess I will need to go here. Hopefully this is a small WAD. It's less than 1 megabyte. That has the textures from Doom 3DO. Someone made, I think, Versus, when we were talking, he made it, and it has every. There is a little problem with that, of course. Okay, I hope it's saved. We need to see that, because I think there was an issue. Let's make a new map, Doom 3DO. Okay, the resources are there, perfect. Now let's see how this works. The unit size is 128. Let's make something. Something, anything. Let's put a player here. And let's see. I have set up The configuration, they have more. Okay, the resources. It's already set up the config I show you to use. Let me see. Oh my god, is it that one? Because some of these node builders do not work. Whoa, I hope. Is it the node fast? The node? It could be BSP W32. If it's not the node, it's BSP. So now, if you select the wall, these are the 3D resources. And you see a lot of the textures are smaller, a 64 by 64. This one, the startan is 32 by 128. The original startan on PC was 128 by 128. These are smaller textures, but these are the 3DO textures really. And if we go to the... it starts with the door, I don't know why. These are things that could be fixed. You can build a classic startan. Put it everywhere now. The floor. These are only the 3D resources. Much fewer textures, but these are the textures of the 3DO. And possibly even the Jaguar version, so that it fits. Now, okay. You gotta test it. Now, what you can do is go to your OptiDoom folders where you are. That's one thing you can do. If you want to test faster, save the WAD in the CD. Nope. This CD folder is extracted. Every time we run this, it's going to extract the commercial. And I could do it better so that you just try it back. And it's going to take these folders. Don't make the mistake and write them in the CD folder. This is the extracted one. It's going to be replaced. Go to the original files folder, WADs. Go the files, WADs. I'm going to make the process better though. Because after you extracted the commercial WAD the first time, the second time you only need to run the final part of the batch file that closes the ISO. You don't need to extract the commercial, copy the stuff and close all the time. It's already extracted, but for now, my lame WAD. And we will see if I'm making a mistake, because this is important. Some of the node builders are not suitable. It would make your map fail, but I think you define the node builders, and then I think I did save the node builder. If not, I will update the config file, because the 3DO Doom uses a specific needs a specific BSP structure. And now I was here. Also, you have this DBS file and some backup. And I think I only detect WAD files. I dismiss the rest. Or you can build it outside and copy it manually. You can. Now this one is not here yet because we have to rebuild. This is going to take. I think it's going to do that. It's going to extract Doom ISO compile. Okay, maybe we will screw this up. Now it's going to extract above. Later I could do a batch file that you could even check if the CD is extracted. Later you need, after you copy the files, you would need to do only this thing. The previous thing is the extraction and the copy. But now with the batch files I have, I'm trying to do things easier. And we have to see, will it work? Because I am afraid. So now, yeah, my lame WAD, now it's here. Let's see that it doesn't crash. It's a very small one. It might load fast. Still takes time to load. Is it? Yes, it loads. So is the Z node, right? It's just a small room, that's why. See, it's not overclocked. And if your room is small, it's fast. Even in the original Doom. Yeah, this might not even be. That's the max I have. And if you do it like this, it's even. I think even the original Doom will run so well with such a small room. You could maybe design non-detailed rooms that are focused on gameplay, for all I know. So that's how you load it, and maybe we can see. So I guess the nodes is good. I thought. Let's see some of the features. Let's take our sector. We can see, those are the old ones. And now these are our new ones. Fog, distort. Ah, the warp. Yeah, it's the warp. So we can. The distort is total screen distortion, which means. Let's put another texture here. Maybe some water. Now that means reduce the floor height. Put some lower texture. This means that when the player is here, and maybe I can move him, put the player here, make him look here, put a shotgun here, and I guess a box of shells. Now this means that this square, only when the player goes inside is going to distort, but there are other distortions and we could see them. I will add here warp floor, and here warp ceiling, and maybe here, oh, hold on, something went wrong. The sectors never broke. One way is to do that again. Now it broke. Do a line from up to down to separate the sectors. And maybe this one will be a warp both. And we can, you won't see it here, of course, because it's not going to show in the display, in the Doombuilder, those extra stuff. That it's only IDs that my engine understands. Yeah. Let's do some funky stuff. Maybe use some... What texture is good? Ah, that is kind. I don't know if it fits. And now this is... You can even see sector 7, 384 warp floor ceiling. So we incorporated this extra IDs on the Doombuilder so that you know what you are editing. Warp ceiling. No, warp floor and ceiling. Oh, the ampersand doesn't appear on the lower left. That's a bug of Doombuilder, I guess. Or maybe I shouldn't use it. Warp floor. Yeah, let's do that fast now. Ah, come on. Oh. Sometimes the copy doesn't work. Warp floor. So maybe put some... You can put anything. It doesn't have to be water. Or you can put some lava. But it doesn't have to. Here I'm warping the ceiling. It can be the same texture I have now, but it just doesn't need to. Put some, I don't know, pentagrams to warp them. Yeah, you can put anything. I'm wondering what happens if I put the sky. Maybe nothing. Because it's not going to warp the sky. It's warping the texture. It's going to render nothing. I'm wondering if there is a bug in my engine. Okay. So now I can save it. Save map. It's saved there. It is saved here. The files, not the CD. See, and there is a bug, but I don't look. I look in the listed. I don't even bother if it's not .wad. It can be capitalized, by the way. I had some WADs with .wad from DOS, copied from DOS, and everything was uppercase, and I whether it's uppercase or lowercase or a combination, it's going to work. So now I'm using that. Normally you can take the batch file and I'll show you. But let's test it now. My lame. If you do something expensive, you can increase the vis planes. But if you have low vis planes, which is better for memory, and if you exceed the vis planes, I just stop the rendering. Things will not be rendered in the distance, and you might see some hall of mirrors in the distance, depending on what you do. Or maybe they will come closer. So it's not like in DOS, where in DOS, if you exceeded, you got a crash in DOS. It goes so bad. It's better now. I think the thing I'm doing doesn't even need 16 vis planes. Let's see if we did everything well. I'm looking at the wall. Oh, now see, it gets slower because I added stuff, different sector heights and so on. So when I enter the water, you get the full screen distortion. That's the full screen distortion. It's the whole frame buffer distortion. It's a bit, it has some diagonals. It's not very, I could improve that. This is taking the frame buffer and renders it as a grid of polygons and distorts the points of the polygons and renders back. So you can make some kind of, when you enter a sector, maybe it's also foggy and things happen. Now, when I exit, it's okay again. Starts again. Now here are the things. I cannot go up. You see the distortion above. Now the distortion now changes based on the angle. In the way I program it's okay for water, but I was trying to make it relevant to the player angle, but at the moment let's put the fly mode so that we'll be able to see it even from other. So when you watch it like this, it's different, no? Yeah, of course. When you put the sky, there is no texture to distort. But down you see the distorted. Here you see another. It's pretty cool. And here it works well with the lava, as you see. Oh, doesn't it should be working for above? Oh, maybe I didn't. Okay, let's see this. Maybe I didn't put the right one. And no. The one that is for the lava, it's only the one below. Warp floor. This is the one I put the sky. Let's put something else. Let's put this one. Save. It's saved there. Go. Copy. I'm gonna alter the batch file and we are going to change the way we work. So yeah, it's not going to work on the sky, of course. Because when there is a sky texture, I don't render any floor anymore. I just, there is a gap there and you render the sky with a different rendering. So obviously it's not using the distort. So that works. So far we are fine. I thought I would get into problems. And I'm surprised how fast it is with a simple room. Ah, here. Ah, no. Here only the above. The lava is the below. It's like we're warping lava. That's really cool. And here you see the above and the below. Even when I stop the... That's a bug with the fly. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So to make it simpler, let's take the... I copied the original BAT file. That was extracted in the CD writing back. So I think CD, maybe we need that, yeah. CD requires CD. Hopefully that works. So here, you need to do save. Don't save it on the files anymore if you did that. Save directly on the extracted CD, WADs, and to be sure we did it, I'm going to name it something else. Migrate WAD. Now, I'm going to clean up this so that we see that. Oh, really? Ah, yeah, not the WAD. Yeah, I thought. And now, make OptiDoom from CD. Let's try that. It's better than always extract. So now you can copy directly your WAD here. And now every time we save with Doombuilder, it's going to go there. So let's see if we are fine with that. Yeah. Just to make sure. And that's the only one. There is nothing. And it found it actually. It found it. Let's make sure. So I think we will be fine. Yeah, distorted. Up and down and so on. The lava that looks really cool with the distorted. Yeah, the liquids look really good. They look like liquids. Even from this horizontal. They look like they do waves. Here the waves are doing a more slanted sign. Might be better actually, it's one directional. Cool. And so now let's see some other stuff, some other features. Fine, I'm going to wait, what? I don't know, make a door maybe. Maybe make a very clumsy door. Now here is the thing. There is a door. It's not even here. All. Look, I haven't managed to fix this. Someone who knows about Doom WAD resources. I tried to open the resources with Slade. It says all 73. It says Doom 3DO resources 74. And there is the big door. Now if you put the big door, it has question marks. But this one works. It works on the real 3DO. There is no problem with that one. It does work. What's the best texture for? I used to put, maybe I put this one many times. Fits well. And of course I always do, for this one, put the doorstep, door track, maybe. And lower unpegged. Lower unpegged. So that it, see, now it doesn't scroll as the door opens. Just say okay. Actions, door. There are many actions. I'm gonna have to say something. Oh, I see. I don't remember that there were fast actions in Classic Doom, but maybe, oh, maybe there are. Okay, maybe they are added extra, or maybe I added them. You need dr. This doesn't need a tag, but if you do other stuff, you need a tag. Anyway, if you choose actions, I'm not certain that everything is used by 3D Doom. You might try to use one of these actions and it might not work. Okay, and I think I even tried to map some actions if there are actions that don't seem to exist. And maybe I haven't finished that. So you have to experiment a bit with that a little. Or you can open other WAD files, the original WAD files, and see what they are using. Most of them will be fine. I'm not sure we had... I see more actions here. So there are still things like that, incompatibilities like that. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to make a bigger area maybe. Yeah, maybe do it like that. And maybe I'll try to do some funky stuff, like This means more sectors, of course. I don't know, I'm just doing stuff. Let's make some hexagonal thing. Check if your sectors were. And see what we haven't tried. And say, okay, this one, we can use all the stuff. With okay, fog distort. Oh, some fog maybe. Fog in the middle, but just in the middle. And now we can add colors. Now here is the thing. I made all these bit flags for RGB. 0, 33, 66, 100. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 2 bits per RGB. So I'm using 6 bits and I needed the other bits for other stuff. I haven't found a way in Doombuilder. It would be nice, it would have, you had RGB sliders. Okay, but now you have to find it on the list and say, okay, I need, I don't know, 66, 33, and 100 blue. Okay. So you have to do it like that. Okay. Because I haven't found in these config files a way to do it more properly. And make this, the only thing we haven't done is to make things greeny. Let's save and try that. Now this is saved immediately. It has saved in the CD data. WADs, not CD data, CD WADs, sorry. Here. So run this one, the one I made for you with the last two options. After you extracted the CD once, you don't need to extract it all the time. And now I have set up my 4DO to open OptiDoom all the time, of course, so that I don't need to select it all the time. Oh, viz plane. I think we will be fine with viz planes. 40 viz planes. I made a more colorful one before. Let's see if it works, if it doesn't crash. Here is our door. You have the distortion and everything. Oh, colors. Oh, that looks really cool. And the fog inside. The fog looks weird, but the colors are pretty. I'm surprised how they, especially when it's bright. The brightness is 192. They look better. And you see my weapon. It does reflect the color. I think I haven't done it for the monsters yet. I think the monsters will not be colored. Yeah, that's pretty rad. And I might want to show you one more thing. Now, I don't know how to do it in... These bit flags can be combined. What if you want to have fog 32, okay. At this point, if you want to do some combination, you have to use a calculator. 32 fog, and maybe we want to distort and warp the floor. 32 plus 64 plus 128 is 192, and 32 224. And we want to add a dark let's make it this one: blue, green, red, high blue, medium green, 27648. These are bits that are at different positions, so if you OR them or add them, 32, 64, 128 plus 32 plus 64 plus 128. And for this case, because I would either have to do all the combinations in the world, or if Doombuilder has a kind of setup configuration that you can do that too, or you have to hack the code of Doombuilder. So now we can say 27690. It says unknown, but it is a combination of the bits of the high bits. You cannot do it with the low. Okay, you could have that and light blinks, because the bits I use above can be combined with that, but you cannot combine a lot of these together. You can combine one of them. So I can make damage plus 7, 25, 6, 9, 9. So this is going to have some RGB coloring, fog, and distort. It will have both 32 distort when you enter the sector, and the warp floor, which is another distort of the texture. Okay, it's funny. We could never scroll the texture. Let's make everything. Plus 512. That goes plus 7 plus 512. I don't know if I ever tried that. Save. I might also put a monster looking at the other side. Def. So that I want to see I just want to see if the colorization will play a role, because I think it won't. And even put here some I don't know, a soul sphere. Remove the def, even though it wouldn't matter. Save. I'm so excited to try this. Run my new batch file. Run it. So you can combine all these effects. I use the scroll effects. I haven't shown you the scroll effects, but it's pretty obvious. You can scroll a floor texture left, right, up, down, north, south, west, east. And I could add, I haven't added the wall texture is only scroll from the original Doom, scroll right, I think, or scroll left. It doesn't have for direction. I could add that. I could do that also for the... Although I know I should be working on the regular engine to make the regular engine faster instead of these gimmicks, but I find these gimmicks impressive anyway. Oh, it's much slower now. The floor and ceiling, it works on the ceiling, it works together. They scroll. When I enter, see, the color became blue. Oh, I don't see the distort working. Okay, I guess you cannot combine. You can combine some of them because I should be losing health. See, this needs still work. The enemies are not colorized. So here I'm turning. See, this doesn't work perfectly. You have the scroll. Because the number I put, I even put the damage. It should damage. I put fog, distort. Fog exists, distort doesn't. Warp. No warping. Because I have the scroll. I guess the scroll routine is on the floor. I don't think it can warp and scroll at the same time. My weapon is colorized on the floor with this blue, light blue, I guess, green blue. The fog exists. 2 of the effects are combined. 3, the fog, the scroll, and the warp doesn't exist. The texture warp because the scroll is taking over. I will try that. But you don't have the damage and the... And things have become slow with all these effects. And maybe even the enemies. So I would say... And you see now, the enemies are not affected by the fog. So there are things to add in the engine. What if I... So I can see... Forget about the coloring. Does the fog and the distort work together? And the warp floor. 224. No coloring, no scroll texture. I saved, let's make the CD. Oh man. I see it gets slower. But is it the scroll or is it the adding the monsters against the sectors with the different vis planes? I don't know. It goes that slow before at that room. Of course, when we changed, even if it has the same texture, when you change in the color in a lot of areas, these are different sectors with different coloring, so I have to split the vis planes when the color changes. So, okay, there is a warp, there is a texture warp in the floor only, so I guess you can use the scroll and the texture warp at the same time. It's two different paths. And also my screen warps now. That's a different warp. It's the full screen feedback warp. So you have fog, warp down, and but if I use the colors, so you have the three effects. I never tried this. The warp on warp, foggy warp on warp, warp on the floor, total warp when you're in. So when you are out, the warp stops, but the distort of the screen, but the warp in the texture is there. It's like the texture is telling you, I'm distorting. If you get inside me, you will distort too. The whole screen will distort. And there is this kind of fog effect, which looks weird the way I'm. And it's pretty cool what you can do. And it could be that, but I'm going to show you something. Let me think where I should put it. Maybe do it fast. Okay, let's. No, go. You need to have some considerations, some more consideration when you make maps on 3D, and you have to find it yourself, I guess. You have to test things and see for your own. So if you make a very big map, maybe it's not going to fit, maybe the block map will crash, but there is another thing. And actually I want to try something which would be interesting. There is a limitation of the height, and I want to try something I never have done before. And maybe the sizes will be. Let's make a big area. Let's see how that will work. Now, so here we do that. Here we're going to floor is 0, ceiling 1. Okay, I think (1016), and I'm going to see something I was curious about. Actually, in order to see the effect, I'm going to change the texture. I'm going to put let me see which texture would be. Even this one. Can I make this a sky just for the lols? By the way, you cannot make the floor into a sky. Like in Doom 2 you could do it for the... There were some level exits where the floor was the sky. It was like you were on hell heaven and you jumped into the sky. Let's put some different. Doesn't matter, some favorite texture. I'm going to put this texture for a reason. First of all, this is a very tall texture and there are some limitations. I saved it and we'll see how it will behave. And there is something I want to try now because I thought about it. So we might be finishing this video, but I want to see that because I don't think there is something more. I haven't completely showed the scrolling textures, but they are there. They're just scrolling for direction. They scroll both the floor and the ceiling. I could not separate. I would need more bits to be selective. So I'm curious. It could crash even. Okay, it doesn't crash. Good. Okay, this is the maximum size. Do you see there is a line separation? This is a very big. Do you see that line here? It's as you move, the texture goes a bit to the right, and I thought I would see. This is a very tall wall. I haven't seen it. I thought I would see some noise, some wrong pixels. But maybe I've seen because these black pixels are. I could use another texture to show you what I mean. These are out of bound textures. So the original Doom, Becky had made a trick that your texture is really 128 and there is a kind of pseudo tiling vertically, so that one big scan line, one big vertical column is given to the cell. So the wall is split into columns, but is not subdivided in smaller columns. So there is one cell of height, the height of the cell, or actually the width because it's 90 degrees, but the length of the cell is almost 1024. 1024 is a limit that will break the cell. It's almost 1024, but I talked about in my video. As it traverses the texture, it's going to bleed in the next columns. Because the real texture is 128 in height, it's not 1000. So it reads a much bigger texture and it bleeds in the next column, and next column, and next column of the bitmap. So you see this movement. It's hard to explain. This is a hack. So each column of the wall starts from up to down. It's one big cell, vertical cell column. One big vertical cell bitmap. But there is this bleed into the next columns of the same textures. Same texture. It's hard to explain. But that's the limit. And I will try. I think this is not happening anymore because I have. This is the interesting thing. The polygon mode. This is the mode where I try to subdivide the polygons. I don't even know if the effects do the effect go. It seems okay. I think it's slower because of the Ford. I think it's slower in the 4DO. I don't think it's slower. So look now. It's perfect now. You don't see the split. Now far away you see the split. Because I have a heuristic. I have an algorithm that depending on if it's close. If a wall is far away, the wall might be in the distance. It might be 1-2 columns. So it would be faster to render the regular column. So this is a mix of the polygon engine with the column engine. But here where I'm close, finally, because it's using the polygon rasterizer, this trick doesn't happen. Because I tried to do this trick to reduce the subdivision. Here, every 128 vertical pixel, I have to subdivide vertically a wall into several polygons. So it's vertically tiled by separate polygons. But in the distance, I'm using the column because it's going to be many tiny polygons in the distance. So it would be faster to switch. It's an interesting one. But here is what I think. Let's try. I think 124 might hit the limit, or it could be above 124. Because I think the texture was from, actually it's from 1 to 124, but maybe hit the limit. Let's see. Now I basically saw, I tell you, this is you have to be careful with very tall walls, but the polygon engine will do it a bit better. But when I switch the polygon engine, as I said, if you have a wall that is far away, it might be very few pixels, and it might be 2 columns. So why not render 2 columns? Why render a whole polygon or something far? And it did improve. I had some decrease of the performance with far away polygons. And especially in the distance, there will be enormous. There will be too many. So here, it works. Okay. Okay, so now, oh man, I'm wondering. Let's increase it. Let's put it even something big, 2048. Maybe 2048 is the limit. I saved. Did I do that before? Would be interesting to see. I mean, I showed you all the stuff on the editing, but I'm just trying extra stuff. So you have to test on the 3DO, even on the real 3DO. Because now... God, you know why it works. Now it's very high. Very high. Either... 4DO doesn't emulate that. Or we need to see that. We need to make sure. Or maybe, I think the limit was, we'll see. It could be 2048 for the maximum size of a cell bitmap. Maximum height, maximum width. It could be 2048. It depends on the bit depth also. Or it could be 1 to 2048 will work. 2049 will not work. Let's see. It's possible. And could we use a brighter texture? Since we have seen, I have shown you the bug. Could we have... okay, maybe just that. Still not the best. Now, above 2040, 2056. Or make that 4096. Make something crazy. Make the CD. Let's see if 4DO will break. No, I'm still not using the... I have to set up the retro arts at some point. And I'm using those emules because when I want to test something fast. And when I was preparing this video, I was like, okay, I could spend 2 hours to set up retro art so that, you know, I make the video. But for the purposes of the video and my test, it's okay. Maybe for debugging, I should switch to retro arts. Let's see. Oh god, yes, of course. Look at the effect. Why is that? Oh, it even... oh no! Off! Because now the whole columns with this trick, the whole columns start from 0 to 4096 and they exceed the maximum height of acceptable cell. I think it's 2048 and not 1024. Also that depends on the bit depth. I think you could theoretically do 2048. This is 2048 by 1, let's say, because it's a vertical column. But there are maximum limits, so that's going to fail. You're gonna have a tutti frutti effect. That's from the Doom engine, because the cell is never rendered. But let's see. Here is the magic. With my polygon engine, I could not do the same trick, of course. That would save some, maybe tiny speed. So in the polygon engine, I have to vertically subdivide it more polygons. And the magic is, oh no, I thought... so the polygon, I thought the polygon engine would save this. Or, oh, I might... no. Do I... oh god. Oh, there are other reasons. Okay, the engine also puts this. Okay, I know. Yeah, I don't think I can prove that. Maybe 2048 is the best. Let's see. Okay, this is not only the cell. The Doom engine is doing some arithmetic with the maximum size, 2048. Okay. That happens to be the maximum cell size. Is it so? But if I remove this thing for the polygons, that arithmetic, we would be able to have much higher. But it will be a high polygon that is subdivided in 128 height of texture. Because I cannot, if it's not columns and it's full quads, I cannot do the same trick anymore. I tried to do that trick, it worked on emulator. So there's this trick that I don't have to vertically subdivide and I can make a texture tile, but you will have a tiny offset. And I tried to do this, it worked perfectly in the emulators, and in the 3DO it would lock. Why the Now I'm making the video unnecessarily bigger, but I think, okay, I think in this case, it could be the texture. I think it's the texture, man. Okay, maybe this texture is not, oh, but this, I did have this one. Are you sure? Okay, maybe we didn't see it before. Maybe the limit was, did I save my great WAD? Oh man, did I do that? This is too long now. I should have stopped half an hour ago. There is no point for that, but I'm going to upload that because someone would argue make your video small, but half of the video is what you need to make mods. Now I'm puzzled with that. And you don't need it. Just don't make very big walls. Just don't go too far with your wall heights. But I'm surprised. Okay, that's lower. I'm wondering if the texture was there. So you have the much higher case. And if you use the it doesn't. Oh god, you know what? The polygon engine is broken for such big heights. So I was trying to prove that the polygon engine saves the thing, but it ends up that the polygon engine has the limitation for some reason. I don't get it. Well, I guess we'll have to stop here. You learn how to do the stuff. I haven't shown you fully the last scroll. These are just scrolling. We have seen it in my WAD. It's scrolling the floor and the ceiling together. It's not separated. I didn't have enough separate bits to be able to select. It's scrolling in 4 direction. And that's it, I guess. Bye.